Yo, my Planet Coaster friends, Johnny5 Alive here, and welcome back to another episode of Project PlanCo. We're going big today, right away, kicking things off with a roller coaster, and then we're gonna continue on to finish the rest of the adventure area. So let's just jump right on into it because we got a lot of crazy setup for this coaster based off the screenshots. This was created by Cody Bits. They have a lot of instructions for me. So apparently I'm supposed to delete this first. I think I could delete the coaster as well. I'm supposed to line up some sort of like terrain tool. And I just briefly read over the Steam description and we'll go through it here together today. But it said to make sure to place this and align it first. This is going to be my guide to doing the terrain. So it says I can ignore the purple volume cubes. Okay, ignore them. I don't know why they're there. So I'm supposed to push this down to match this. So, and it says go take the terrain below these cubes. So we want to go down until, oh, you know what? Okay, pushing this down until the cube is gone. I think I almost got it. No, it's got to be pretty deep. Still not at the bottom yet. Wow, it goes really deep. That's what she said. All right, and now we can flatten to foundation. Wait, is that doing it? That might be even deeper. Oh, yeah, that's a little bit too deep. We're gonna pull this back up. Holy moly, this is tricky. What I'm trying to do is, yeah, get that about even. Then we can flatten to foundation. I don't want too much of a gap, but that should be close enough. Okay, so from here I could just carve. Is basically the gist of it. Oh gosh, I hope this. They said it only needs to be rough, so I'm just gonna go and make sure it's rough enough. I did save before this, so if anything goes horribly wrong, I can reload my save. Meow. Now, obviously, now that I got the outside kind of like what it should be, I can't really see the inside, so I'm gonna actually get rid of that. Yeah, see? And now I can get like a bigger brush. Well, maybe not. And we're just clean up this. And I guess, you know, I could just put the ride in and adjust from there. But we'll see. I think that's about right. And there's like a screenshot on the Steam page of the... I mean, I think I might have... It's close. It's close. They show a picture of the pathing without the ride, but... I think I'm gonna have to put the ride in first. Oh boy. Wow. So if something doesn't work, I'll just have to refine the terrain manually. My god, this is laggy. It's like extra laggy while I'm trying to place the ride. So let's hope what I did there with the terrain gives us some room. We'll see how it goes. It's so laggy, it's hard to align this cube, but that's close enough. Oh, okay, the lag is gone, the ride is in. So, I just want to make sure that, yeah, see, this, well, that's not bad. That terrain that I cut out, terrain, push, intensity down. I think I can push this down. Yeah, so my plan from here is just to manually kind of clean it up, but that might want to go up, and then we can paint that later. All right, how did things go in terms of the terrain? Is there any like messed up bits? So like this I could probably clean up by pulling it in. Yeah, I just want it to line to the rocks a little bit better. Okay. Honestly, looking around, it all seems to fit. They just needed a hole and then they did the rest. So based off of, yeah, this hole being here, the rest is filled inward. So as long as the terrain's not pushing through, which it's not, and then the outside, it's not, I think we're good. I think we're good indeed. And does the coaster, it goes into the mountain at all? Maybe? I saw these like tunnels, but they said that I can ignore them. I think we're actually kind of good. Oddly enough, that was extremely easy. Now, what are all these height markers? Let's go ahead and read what they say here. Pathing. Don't be afraid of the color pulls and basic shapes for the path. It's fairly simple to set up. Small legend. Follow the yellow areas for the ideal path creation direction. At each start or end, there are signs with small instructions to do what's next. Blue pole, start path here. Okay, so that's a blue pole. I'm assuming that's okay. Magenta pole, end the path here. Okay. Green pole, only connect paths when both ends were created. Okay. Squares, single path tile. Green blob connects paths off grid. All right. So before we do any of this, I'm going to make a save. Okay. So let's start with the queue. I think this is the queue, but I'm a little confused because there's like also a shop, maybe? Is this what this is? It looks like an exit. So why would there be, priority queue? Huh. Okay, let's give this a read. Follow the checklist. Create a grid at A, end grid at A1, ended grid at A2. Oh boy. You made this even more confusing. It's like trying to be helpful. Connected at A.1. Okay, so this is A. Did I create a grid at A? How do I create a grid if there's nothing to create a grid on? All right, let's try to do this. Select grid. There we go. But isn't this supposed to be a queue? Queue. Select grid. It doesn't want to select the grid. Can you select a grid with a queue? I'm so confused. Is this the queue or the exit? That would have been the most helpful information. That's the exit? Possibly? Why not just build it from the exit outward? That seems like the easiest plan for me. Rather than going inward, I'm gonna YOLO it. I'm gonna go, because normally it's so much easier to go from the coaster because if you're starting from an exit point, which is even 1 pixel off, it'll get more it'll be off the whole way through. So this needs to be a grid piece, but I should be able to just delete that, right? And then add in a grid. Oh no. See, that's weird. Why did it select a off-angle grid? See, this is where it gets tricky to do stuff like this. Select grid. Why is it going on an angle like this? There we go. I didn't have angle snap on? Wait, did I not? I might have to undo all this. There we go. And we just continue along. So this should have been, or should be, a slope. Yeah, this is where things get finicky. Why is it sideways? I used angle snap. Yeah, look at this. It's got a bend. So this is where I have to go off the angle snap, but they want me to do a grid over here. That's where things are a little bit weird. So I'm gonna do a free form path floating in the air right about here. Yeah, see, and then I can kind of like connect them, shoehorn them together. Although I don't know why this is not a queue. So why would I need 2 paths? That's what I really don't get. It's a viewpoint? Because only a queue would wrap around like this. If it's truly an exit, which it is, then I don't understand. So what I'm thinking is this whole thing should be like a grid. But the problem is it wants to select a grid on a wonky angle. So let's see here. What if I try this? Yeah, that's better. Can I just fill all this in? So I'm assuming this is just one big platform. But why is there 2 staircases? Very peculiar. And I need to connect these. That kind of worked. I'm not mad at it. It's better than nothing. And then I go from here down. Now you did all of this like really complicated setup when I honestly feel like just working from the exits onward was a lot easier for me. That worked. That worked quite okay. So they have a blueprint. What are they called? Is it under facilities? It's like a viewpoint. Yeah. Viewpoint here. Boom. And a viewpoint there. Boom. All right. So I guess it's just 2 big stairs going to a big platform where the guests can walk around. And that's what the whole purpose of this is. It's a viewing deck. So now that I got that in, I'm going to drop a save. I had a crash like a couple episodes ago, and now I'm like just super paranoid. One thing I could probably do here is corner this. Oh, I don't think I can. Yeah, because if I delete it, well, I could do this actually. Cheat it. Yeah, look at that. Cool. Now we got nice square edges. Okay, let's work on the queue. I'm going to do the same technique backwards, because that seems to work the best for me. And let's go find our queue, and we're gonna work backwards. Now, can I do the whole grid select thing over here? Delete the thing, put it back. Does that work? Is it connected? I think it is. Look at that. Now we have a corner piece, and I'm gonna have to do the same thing here. So select grid, delete it. Come on, delete it, put it back. And I could probably just go on grid from here. Yeah, look at that. That actually makes life a lot easier. Just work from the grid. What's this? End queue grid here? Okay, end it. And now we just work from here. Where are we going from here? Into here? Oh boy. Okay, can we go onto the ground? Yeah, this thing's like not on the ground. So I'm gonna actually stick it to the ground. Stick it to them. I might want to recolor this later. Yeah, we're just gonna navigate our way through here. I'm gonna turn angle snap off, make it a little bit more organic, make sure we're going straight down the middle. I guess there's no priority queue. That actually makes life a little bit easier. You just get on out here, take a hard left out, connector in, done. Look at that. You made the instructions way more complicated than it needed to be, but we got it done. I'm gonna go to like can we do, oh, you can't do natural path queues? I guess not. Forgot about that. I mean, the concrete seems fine, or whatever this is. Stone slab. Yeah, I think that's our best option there. And I think I did it. Thank God there's no priority queue. Yeah. Let's drop a save. Okay, so all of this stuff is in one big group, I hope. Yep. And we're not gonna need this alignment cube. Probably not. Let's get rid of that. Huzzah! The Gulpy coaster is in, ladies and gentlemen. It has a working queue, a exit with a platform. Very cool. This part here is a little bit jank, but it's not that bad. I think that worked out quite okay. And exits in, entrance is in, and all of this dug it out foundation that I put in seemed to have worked out quite nicely. This is amazing. So we have a giant Gulpysaurus ancient stone statue. I love the tails wrapping around the whole coaster there. That looks sick. He's even holding a Gulpy energy made out of ancient temple pieces as well. The gemstone eyes, teeth even in there. That is awesome. Wow. And then we have the basic shape Gulpy kind of popping out here. This is PlanCo-fied to the 10th degree. This is incredible. I have no... Oh, maybe that's like a Tesla thing? They're making energy. Can I push play? I feel like that's supposed to be like a Tesla coil or something. Making energy drinks, that sort of thing. Then we have like the Gulpy sodas. Okay, very cool. You even put like the little pin. That's great. That is amazing. Wow. Okay, I want to ride the coaster, but I figure why not build the rest of the park? But it is all the way over here. I don't know how much of the park we're going to see, so we might as well just do it. Just do it. Yeah, let's have the authentic experience right here, right now. We got the Gulpy slushy store over here, adjacent to all this other Gulpy crazy stuff. And yeah, this area, Gulpy has their own ride. Gulpy excavation site, built by Cody Bits. There it is. We walk on through the queue. We can head on down. Let's turn our reshade on. Yes, that looks way better. You can hear the train going by. I'm so immersed right now. Look at this. Wow. Heading down the queue, there's a Gulpy soda. Amazing. Oh, I like the big towers being orange and green like that. Yeah, the color palette is very Gulpy. The characteristics of Gulpy themselves are very much incorporated here. And then down into the queue we go, and it is a Junior Wendigo. Love to see it. Should we have colored this Junior to look like Gulpy? You know, instead of yellow, we should go orange? That seems to make sense to me, right? Can we go ahead and do that? Make it like a Gulpy color, right? And then, what else is there? He's got... We'll make the polka dots on his cheeks green, because he's got that, like, soda fizz pouring out, right? Oh, God, it crashed. No, not again. Batch! It's crashed twice now ever since I put Batch's freaking wonky wall thing in. I knew that buggy little blueprint would cause stability issues. 2 crashes since putting your build in, Batch. You used a glitch to get that in, and I've had 2 crashes since. That sucks. Well, I'll be back in 15 minutes then. So, Batch, this turned out to be the goddamn mansion after all. Once upon a time, I asked for a mansion because we had the spooky pack We needed to utilize the spooky pack, and this plot batch named the goddamn mansion, which eventually spawned an entire ride. But this turned out to be the goddamn mansion. Batch used a hack to make it so walls go sideways, and ever since placing that, my park has been crashing. So I don't know if I have to delete this or go, because the data is saved into the map. So even if I deleted it, doesn't mean it's fixed, because there could be some interpolated backend data that has saved this glitch into the park from the point of which I brought it into the park. Removing it doesn't necessarily mean it's removed if there is some sort of history data that includes these sideways walls. Once it's in, and even the removal of it doesn't mean it's completely gone. So even if I delete it, well, I'll see. If I get another crash, I'm deleting it. But if I get a crash after deleting it, I have to go back to the save where I did the spooky episode and not place this, and then place everything that I've done since. And then that way we don't have a corrupted save anymore. But yes, this is the corrupted haunted house that ruined Project PlanCo. Thanks, Batch. Or I just got 2 random crashes and the park is getting too big for its own good now. I have no idea what is going on with that. But as an ex-QA tester myself, I know that like if something starts to happen after a point of which you did something, you should backtrack to that point and don't do the step that caused the issue. So I would hate to have to go redo everything, but that might be the case. For now, I was trying to recolor this Gulpy ride. So let's go ahead and do just that. I was like a bright orange, and then we're going to change the pink polka dots to a green, and that looks pretty good to me. And is there anything else? We can actually make this look pretty close to Gulpy. Can we color the eyes blue? Probably not. Is there any other color on there that I'm missing? Oh, you can color the tongue, but Gulpy's tongue is in fact red. What's the black part? Probably the top of the head. Oh, look at this. We can go red, or like a reddish orange, right? Let's go to the color picker. Make that slightly... Yeah, that's sick. So now our Wendigo looks like Gulpy. Perfect. All right. And we need a silly song. Oh, what's this? PlanCo Adventure? Let's try it out. Let's give it a go. And for the Wendigo, we're going to do look forward at the back. Yeah, off we go. Okay, I like the song. Little like Indiana Jones Adventure Temple ride. Actually, we're gonna do a track view. Yeah, let's do track view. I can't see the ride itself. Oh, look at that. We're going up the Gulpy tail. That's sick. Oh, that is freaking rad. Let's go. Oh, there's the Gulpy. Great viewpoint there. Oh, wow. Oh, and he spits at us. I don't know how I feel about that. Wow. Ooh, triggers. Oh, wow. You built a bridge with that. Oh, that is rad. Oh, wow. Oh my god, this is incredible. Oh, that's what the tunnels were for. Okay, we gotta go back and fix that. Wow. Well done. Was that Cody Bits that made this ride? Let's, before I do anything, let's go over and fix that tunnel. And then after we fix the tunnel, we will ride it at night. Let's get the terrain tool out. We want the push tool, and we're going to turn the intensity up a lot. Now, trying to think here. Yeah, we have to follow it all the way through. I'm a little bit scared because the intensity is so high that when we get out the other end, it might just start touching other stuff. So it's probably best that I work backwards from here, right? And then meet it in the middle, just so I don't touch any other terrain beyond this point. Drop the sensitivity. There we go. So it's all carved out now. Good. All right. Now we'll drop a save because it's going to crash any moment now. We have the most unstable park in the world. Oh my god, not salty at all. Made it thousands of hours on this park without a crash, and now they've happened twice in the period of like 2-3 hours of recording, because I'm doing all 3 episodes at once today. Okay, let's give it a look at nighttime and then a ride at nighttime. Ooh. Oh, wow. Look at the way that Gulpy lights up. It almost looks like it's an archaeological excavation site. I'll just call it that since I can't say the archaeology. I think that's how I say it. Yeah, it looks like a skeleton that's been dug up. That's great. Absolutely great. This looks amazing. Okay, let's give it another go at nighttime, and let's get in the seat. Whoop, here we go. See how the nighttime lighting is on our Gulpy Excavation Junior Wendigo coaster, made by the one and only Cody Bits. I choose you. May only Cody Bits may be the only one that knows that reference. If you know what the reference is to Cody Bits, I choose you, fire away down in the comments below what I am referring to. Let's go. Wow. I love Junior Wendigos, and this one's fast and furious. It's exciting. Love this bridge thing that you did there. This is sensational. Absolutely incredible. What a great tribute to Gulpy. You've done Gulpy justice. And now we're going through the tunnel that I just carved out, and it's all working as intended. Let's go. Beautifully done, both day and night. A grandiose coaster made by Cody Bits. It's sensational. It is PlanCo-fied, and it is fantastic. There we go. Gulpy, you have not been forgotten. You are a major staple and character in our park now, and you have this one little area dedicated to you. Love it. And also on the outside, we have the Gulpy slushie, as well as this awesome jacked up Gulpy energy. Yeah, let's go. So I love it. We have our whole Gulpy area in the adventure section right next to that of Renee Fu, who happens to hunt creatures. So I guess she's not hunting the big T-Rex any day. I think now that I see it next to each other, there almost could have been like a fun story dynamic that we could have tied together where, you know, the only monster that Renee's afraid of is the Gulpy, the T-Rex, you know? He's the hero in some way trying to stop the Renee. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. You can look at it lore-wise that the only critter that she hasn't captured or gotten a trophy for is the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and that would make sense because the Tyrannosaurus Rex is the king of the jungle, and you know, she's not taking out Gulpy any time now, and therefore Gulpy has kind of grown and metropolized and has this own section of their theme park because they are so unstoppable, and that's great. I love it. It's really, really cool that these two characters have come together, nestled into this side of the adventure park, and I love it. Absolutely love it. Originally, when we were planning this, I wanted a tiki beach or a little tiki area. Like, while I mentioned in the previous videos that like Tiki Island was added in last minute by Batch, and it wasn't like we forgot about Tiki or Gulpy. The original plan was to have like, I don't know, like a Gulpy, a Gulpy area, whether it be like a little water park or something over here made out of like shops and facilities and that sort of thing. And we were going to have like a little tiki area over here that was mainly shops and stuff. So the two characters would have gotten their kind of like their spotlight, but as I went forward, I was thinking it's just not enough. We've done so much with all of these characters that we just can't have like a few shops, restaurants, and facilities for these, you know, integral characters. So Batch stepped it up a notch, gave Gulpy this entire area, and Cody Bits made an amazing coaster, and Sublines did an amazing coaster over here for the the Cheeky Voyage for Tiki Cheeky. And both of them turned out just over the top fantastic, and all the surrounding shops just accentuate what has already been done. Very cool. All right, let's keep on plugging away for what is our adventure area here. So that is the coaster done, right? Now we're going to start getting some blueprints. And the first one that I have is Renee Fu's Hunting Grounds by AKA Superman. What? This doesn't make any sense. Updated with an alignment cube, wasn't well enough placed. Reminder, check batten archways. What is a batten archway? You guys are saying that this wasn't placed good enough? Screw you. What do you mean? What is a batten archway? So for those of you wondering, well, I remember him saying that there was a floating piece somewhere that he didn't see. I'm not deleting this and replacing it. It is placed good enough. What do you mean it's not placed good enough? So for those of you wondering, these paths were already predetermined, pre-placed. So they didn't provide me with a alignment cube. I eyeballed it, but they were saying that it's not placed good enough. But the pathing was already there. So if we look here, look how precise that this is placed. Like, yeah, maybe it could be placed over to the left by 2 pixels. That's it, 2 pixels. And other than that, these pathways line up perfectly with what was there. This is all placed really, really nicely. So AKA Superman updated it because they were like, oh, it's not placed perfectly. But like, I don't think it can look any better. If I shuffled it to the left by a pixel, I don't see how it could be placed better. Now, when you say batten archways, I don't know what that means. Here? So yeah, I guess it could go to the right just a little bit. Well, that's fine. Just because there's a tiny little gap here. It's fine. It's fine. We don't need to fret ourselves about a pixel or two. It looks fine. And I wouldn't say that if it looked clearly off, because I placed it twice in the first place because I didn't like how it was placed the first time. If there's something that I see that is glaringly obviously out of place, I would replace it. But just to have this moved over just a nudge, come on. It's totally fine. If anything, I could screw something up by deleting all this stuff and trying to replace it and crash the game again. Anyways, it's totally cool. So I'm just gonna ignore that, and you are freaking out over nothing. Let's go to the next plot. A11. That's the one I'm looking for. And we are subscribing to this. It is Starship Rad, and it is a shop. What kind of shop are we rocking here? A hat's fantastic. Let's freaking go. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. This is the one. I was previously deleting alignment cubes, so I don't have an alignment cube for this one. Yeah, it's unfortunate that they didn't pick one of those cubes, but since the pathway is so perfect, it shouldn't be very difficult. Plus, we have a shop on this side, right? So if I just align it to the shop like this, it should be just perfect. Maybe push it in a little bit or pull it out. And pull it out. There we go. And then just check the edge work. Like, I guess I can pull it out even more so that these crates come up to the edge of the grass, and check the edges over here. Does it follow the concave quite nicely? I think it does. Yeah, looking good. And then we just check that shop again. I think we can actually shove it over. Yeah, and that looks good. And do I need to sink it down at all? I could sink it down about there. Good. All right. Now, again, we have this airport with the plane taking off by Daddy Poe, and we have an airplane crashed into the side of this building. I love it. Absolutely freaking love it. What's going on here? We got gems looking inside of an interior. Wow. Look at this. That is sick. Wow. Well done, Starship Rad. Oh, wow. I'm loving this. Members only explore society. Using the temple pieces mixed in with these jungly pieces, even some spooky DLC rooftop caps there. I think that was used somewhere else as well. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, this is fantastic. Really strong build. I like the mixture of temple and adventure. You brought it together nicely. The fact that there's a plane just so happens to be next to the plane that Daddy made, I think it's hilarious. It's like, the first time they landed, they didn't quite make it. Oh, well, that's great. Absolutely great. Okay, let's keep on keeping on. Amazing build there. So, oh, we need builder sides. I've been forgetting about those. So, oh no, I think Cody did make his own for his coaster. Did. There we go. So we don't have to worry about that one. Starship Rad. I'm going to put your sign out front, and right there seems good to me. So speaking about all those crashes that were happening, my plan going forward, if we crash again, I'm deleting Batch's build and saving it. And if we crash again after that, I might have to go back to that episode and put everything in the park all over again from there. Or that would be hours and hours and hours and hours of lost work, but it might need to be done. Anyways, we're just going to keep moving forward from here. I mean, we can get away with finishing the park with the crashes happening every couple hours, but it's not great. It's not great at all. So we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed. Okay, I'm looking for A15. This guy over here, it is also a shop. What kind of shop we dealing with here? Ooh, a Gulpy shop. So we had all that Gulpy on the far side there. We're bringing it around forward for some more Gulpy. Wow, the screenshot for this looks just insane. I just hit subscribe to it. Why is it not showing up in my library? There it is. Yeah, this looks crazy. Let's see what kind of Gulpification has been going on here. Oh yeah, I usually ask you guys to throw me something down to the comments below. One thing I've been thinking about returning to is Park Beyond. They added in a visual mode where you can now hide the UI, so I could finally do park spotlights, and they added in community sharing, so you can share your parks with people on Park Beyond. So I thought maybe it'd be a cool idea to download a couple random parks for Park Beyond and then just put it into presentation mode and then do a park spotlight. See what you guys think of that. Is that something you guys want to see, is park spotlights from Park Beyond? Fire away down in the comments below, as well as I'd like to know, now that the game has been patched several times and it should be playable, would you guys like to see me take another stab at the Park Beyond campaign playthrough? So just so I can bring more content to the channel for the in-between days, in between the days that we don't have videos for Planet Coaster and that sort of thing. So let me know. That looks great. It's a big temple, but a very tall one. It really brings a lot of balance to this side of the park, because we have the tall Gulpy on that side, then we have the Gulpy Tower on this side, and I think having that height over there as well as that height over here gives us landmarks and points of interest. So I really like what you did here, Pyroelectric. I did once upon a time complain a little bit about this build being a little bit on the bland side, other than the interior, mainly that this wall was so plain and the, you know, but now that we have the neighbor in, I have no qualms with it at all. And I did say that. I was like, oh, maybe once we get the blueprint over here in, it'll probably look fine. Yeah, I'm quite okay with this now, how it comes together. And I figured that would be the case. So I probably should have just not said anything at all. And that's fine. So liking the way it looks now, let's go ahead and name this for Pyroelectric. Pyroelectric. There you go, buddy. You are in the park. Let's keep on going. Oh golly. Oh, okay. This one we did a long time ago, and I actually kicked it back. I said, you got to redo this. It was by the Madman. Madman is one of the craziest builders in Planet Coaster. The name says it all, the Madman. They do these really crazy coaster experiences, but they work really messy. That is my critique to that builder. And as such, we had a lot of messiness with this. So I have some notes here that I'm supposed to read. Reminder, batch, final polish, channel 5 gaming. Remove the plot under the mid build. There's a plot under here? I don't know what you mean. And move most right building away from the station. I'll do the rest. Okay, but it's all one building. Oh, I see what he's saying now. Okay, those notes make sense. All right, let's, so this is a triple blueprint. We're gonna line this up and see what happens. And I don't remember what my critiques and notes were, but we're gonna find out together now. If I see anything that is out of place, I'm gonna have to fix it myself, because it's too late in the project now to be sending stuff back. Already, the blueprint is floating, in my opinion, so I'm not very happy with that. And it's like, okay, yeah, so if we drop it down, it's not lining with the alignment cube, but it's not floating anymore. But it is still floating. That's floating. This is definitely on the sidewalk. That's crashing through the station. So I remember I said all of this stuff. Fix all this, fix all that. And I said decorate the interior in here. Kind of, somewhat of an effort. There's like put a couple lamps in here, I guess. Yeah, I'm not crazy about the updated changes, to be honest. I'm gonna slide it over a bit too. Well, I don't know if the train can fit through there. I don't like how much on the path it is. Okay, so it's definitely not aligned to the cube, but it's at least not floating anymore. But I should be bringing it down even more, in my opinion. Maybe about there. Okay, so that'll have to do. But then the notes that Batch said was move this building. But guess what? This is not in a group. And that's why I asked, I even said it. Yeah, now I remember the feedback. I said, give me all 3 blueprints. Don't give it to me in one big build. Give me this building, and this building, so I can put them in one by one and adjust them as according. Because I can't, and look at this. Like, this, like, so I was saying, like, Madman doesn't see the quality, doesn't really, just works really messy. And I'm not trying to rag on him. I'm just pointing out that, yeah, like there are flaws that are very visible to the eye that, you know, as a QA tester myself, find some of these decisions questionable in terms of logic in construction, and maybe to take a second to look things over before you call them complete. Yeah. So I don't know how I'm supposed to marquee this without marqueing all of this. I'm gonna do the like subtract and hope that works. I hope I have it all. Okay, it looks like the pivot point is centered. I think I got it. All right, that wasn't as hard as I thought it would be, but we're gonna definitely move this over so it's not jutting into our station. And I even kind of want to close the, well, no, they have windows there, so we need to leave the gap. They have windows and torches. Okay, and in fact, I kind of want to rotate it a bit so it lines up. We're going to bring that up to the edge of the path. Now, we do need a gap here, but I can bring it over just a bit more. Gives us clearance on our station. Okay, yep. This little tiny flaw that I noticed here, not really noticeable unless you're bird's eye view. For the perspective of the train, it should be fine, and why else would you be looking there? So that's just a minor hiccup. So yeah, like the build itself looks good, and I think what I was saying, like Madman works a little messy. There's just certain things that, like when I'm building, like I think, like for example, like this clay on the wall. It's like why not run it all the way through? And then same with like, why are they on the wall here but not going all the way up? And part of me goes like, does that just look out of place? Like maybe I would have just not had that there. You know what I mean? Like, why is that there? What is the purpose of it? And then it's like it's there, but it's not 100% complete, is it? I don't know. And same with like yeah, there's just like little things like that I'm just like, okay, from a distance it kind of like it just looks like noise, but then when you look up close, you're like, I don't know if that makes sense. Same with like these pillars. These are foundational pillars. They're supposed to go into the ground, but they start at clay and they're floating. And there's like duplicates that are smashed within each other that I don't know if that, you know, you see what I'm saying? Like there's just like these little things that like when you look closer, they're like, does that really need to be like that? And then from a distance, you're just like, okay, it's noise. So as long as you don't look closely with a magnifying glass and scrutinize it, it's probably a fine build. The problem is I was an art QA tester and I was trained to look for these things. Same with this like pillar here. Like if I were building this, I would probably, you know, just made another one and just brought it down. And there's just like decisions like that I'm like, okay, like why is it like that? And I've always been trained to look at that. It's like there's a supporting column here, but should it actually be there or should it just be over here in the corner? But does that affect something on the inside? It actually looks better now on the inside. You know, why was it there? So you see what I'm saying? Like I see this stuff and then I go like, what was the thought process that went into it? And the same with like the interior here. There's all this like, well, it looks like the guts of something that's incomplete. And could we have, used a couple hundred pieces or just 50 pieces to just smoothen that out, clean it up, and put some decorations on the wall or amp it up. And that's what I asked for originally, was some more of that stuff. But, you know, I think if you're walking by and you poke in, you don't really have to overthink it. But I do think, you know, some stuff on the wall would have covered that up, gone a long way at covering that up. And that's what I was kind of hoping for. So it is what it is. Like I said, from a distance, it's fine. And if you don't look too closely at it, should be okay. I guess this slanted wall here was because this wall was slightly wider, but why not just bring this wall in? And that's, yeah, your process of working is much different than my own. Yeah, that's where I I get really OCD about these things. So I think now I'm not going to question any of it. We're going to leave it. I think it serves all these pieces. The build itself looks great. And there's a lot of intricacies here. There's a lot of differing pieces between the three builds themselves. And I think each one of them looks good for their own reasons. This is driving me nuts. It's just the small things that get me. The polish. The last 10% is sometimes 90% of the work, is what they say. And there we go. Clean that bit up there. And but now it's not. Yeah, this is going into the station. The more I look at this, the more I feel like I need to fix stuff. You know, like, why is there a second pillar here? What is this doing over here? Right? Yeah. There we go. Look at that. Just needs to kind of cover the ground a little bit. Yeah, there's a little things that I could fix up here and there, but I think I'm going to leave it. Why is there a parse error? What is this parse error? Never seen that before. Wow, that was an interesting bug. Parse error? Is that what's causing my crash in this park? What is a parse error? Anyways, there we go. We got the Madman's triple build in. That's 3 plots for 1, and I can go ahead and go placed in park. Okay, so I thought I had a lot more blueprints for today's video, but in fact that was just one giant build blueprint that covered all 3. However, this area is now complete. Let me save it. All right, looking beautiful. This has all come together quite nicely. The land of the forgotten, and look at this. We got some cubes left around, but we can get rid of those later, and in case we need to go back and touch anything up, but I think it looks great. Everything in this area has come together really quite nicely. Let's take a look at the nighttime lighting. A couple builds we didn't quite take a look at. Whoa, Mad's build is a little bit on the bright side compared to everything else. It's a bit glowy. Look at that though. I like this green tower here. Look at that. I like the way this kind of hits the cracks there, highlights. Let's see if the train, oh, never mind. Doesn't come around that way. Now this looks great. Amazing lighting on everything. Adventureland is complete. I need a thumbnail. I think it's going to be the coaster because that is the selling point of today's video. And that looks remarkable. Wow. Wonder if I can get a shot of the coaster in there. The Gulpy coaster. So with my screenshots, I try to leave room for font. So like a screenshot like this, for example, I'd say Project PlanCo in the top right-hand corner where the blue sky is, and then the Gulpy. So that gives me just enough spot in the top right to get all of the font in for the Project PlanCo stuff. So to me, that looks like it should hopefully highlight the fact that this is a coaster episode, as well as showcase the Gulpy adventure. Wow, absolutely incredible, you guys. Adventure is in, placed in park 83%. We have 17% left to go, which is going to be the sky plots for sci-fi, as well as the little bit that we have to do over here in Western, and then the little bit that we have to do here in fantasy. I think that's everything. I'm really looking forward to the Missy Goods boarding station. Had I remembered that I was looking forward to this, I would have done this episode today. Yeah, I think we're gonna go to fantasy next. There's your answer. We'll go fantasy, back to sci-fi, and we're gonna finish with Western, I think. That'll be the order of which we do things here. And wow, that is concluding the park, guys. It's getting very close to being finished, and I'm pretty excited. We are doing it here in the next month or so. Project PlanCo will be complete, and it already feels like we're there. It's just some cubes to get rid of and a few more blueprints to get in, and then of course bash its polish. But like, we are 95% there in terms of content and stuff in the park. And originally, when this thing was like boop this big, I had no idea what it would look like today. And that is remarkable. And I still think there's so much charminess about the city itself. It really is the focal point. We haven't really ever seen city parks. Like we've seen like PlanCoville. People have done cities, but I don't think they've ever been this intricate, because PlanCoville was a really cool project in itself, doing a city of sorts. And I think it was like a big sprawling city. It was really good. But there were very few rides, and the ones that I think it was 1 or 2 rides, and they're kind of tucked off to the sides. This is like a full integrated. The rides go right through the whole city. You're racing on the roads. The go-karts are the roads. The guests can walk on the sidewalks between the main attractions and rides themselves. We have all these, and the monorail going right through the city. All the rides are well integrated to the center of the city. It's an interactive city, a ride theme park city. And that is the coolest part about this city, is the crazy interaction that it has, but then the inclusion of the World's Fair as well, to really elevate the build styles of city and what you could do with not just city pieces, but the different cities from around the world. And I think we came up with something truly special here. And while I look at this and go, wow, that is really the staple of where everything started, I'm just as happy and satisfied with the way our themed areas turned out. I think the adventure is almost just as magnificent as the city for its own reasons, and you could say the same thing for everything else. So we didn't slouch by any means on all of the themed areas. They're just as awesome as the city, and when you add it all together, boy oh boy, is this literally one of the best, if not the best park I have ever seen in Planet Coaster. And obviously I'm a little bit biased, but you know, it's up there with the best of the best that we have seen. So I can't wait to do the whole park tour. It's going to be fantastic. So hats off to everybody that participated. You know, this has really come a long way. You're all awesome. And that is the conclusion of the adventure area here today. The Land of the Forgotten is complete. It has not been forgotten, and it is now in the park. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to conclude this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye now.